Hello, it's Eva Moore. I was just on my run and I just wanted to say something real quick, okay? I know it's 2020, it's the end of 2020. So we'll be going 2021. Who's excited? I know we all think 2020 has been the hardest year, right? It's like a storm year. It's like just like a big storm. It's caused us to just like sit in our houses. We've missed out on a lot of things. We haven't done things that we wanted to do. A lot of us had not achieved our goals at all. I've seen memes where people are like, oh, I don't want to add 2020 to my year because I didn't even use it. So I'm still 21. I'm just kidding. So anyway, this has been a hard year. It's kind of like storms, it's like a storm. 2020 has made like you don't know what you're going to come out, right? When you go through a storm, this is like that. Imagine if you had a carrot, coffee bean, and you also had what? Okay, carrot, coffee bean, and an egg. Yeah, an egg. These things are three different things, right? But when you put these into a pressure, they're all going to come out different, right? So if you put an egg into a boiling water, an egg is going to come out very hard. But before the storm, the egg was very fragile, right? And then a carrot is very kind of hard. And then you put it in water, it comes out very soft, right? And then a coffee bean, it's kind of like you don't know. It's just a coffee bean, It's like it looks hard. It's like unidentified. You don't know what's going to come out, right? And then it comes out with flavor, right? Flavorful. It's like this coffee. You know what coffee is? It's what makes me going, What makes me? You see me? I'm smiling because I drink coffee right before this run. So that's what coffee does. So now what are you going to come out in this 2020? Are you going to come out like an egg, like you're fragile before the year, then you come out strong like a hard, or you're going to come out soft, you're going to come out flavorful? I don't know about you, but I'm wishing you the best. So 2020 is like a storm. Storms distract us. I don't know about you, but I've never seen anyone that's in a river and there's a lake and there's storm coming and they're like, oh, I love this. Duh, you have to be crazy. Everybody in the storm, they're focused on the storm and getting to the shore. Or you're focused when you're driving, you're focused to get where you're going. You're focused to pass through the rain. It can pour so hard that storms even blind us. We don't even see anything else but the storm. That's what 2020 has been for a lot of us. We've not even seen anybody around us apart from ourselves. We've seen nothing but the 2020. We've been complaining until we've forgotten everything else that we have in our lives because of the year 2020. That's what storms do. Storms distract us. They distract us. So the question is, you know what the enemy does? Satan, do you know what he's really good at? He is the master of manipulation. Satan likes to manipulate us. Satan is the master of lies. Satan is the master of division. He's the master of division. He'll manipulate us and divide us. When you want the storm, he'll bring division in. So the fact that 2020 has been difficult, it's also been the most difficult. It's almost been like the division that I've seen in this country 2020 has been so hard to watch. But the question is, we have to realize who is our enemy. Who's our enemy? God does not want to bring, God is a good God. He does not want to bring storms of life to us. God does not want us to go through hardship. No, that's not the heart of God. I have had people that say, oh, I think God is tempting me so He can see how my heart is. God does not tempt you. Please stop saying that. God does not tempt us to make us through difficult things so we can come like, God does not want us to be in pain. He does not want us to be, but it is the fallen world that we live in already with the Satan and the enemy living in it. So we need to realize who is the master of who's behind the storms of life that we have right now. Who's behind the lies? Who's like, I don't know about you, but we in this country, at least in America, we underestimate the power, the influence of Satan. Yeah, we do. I'm going to say this again. We underestimate him. Like, for example, a lot of us don't even know that depression we're struggling, that addiction that we're struggling with, that the family, the husband that's going to cheat on us, all the things that are happening to us, we don't even realize who is behind all those things. We don't realize that. But trust me, Satan, the evil, the enemy is behind all those things that we're going through, a lot of us. So once we realize that, in that child of us that's so angry, we look at him, that child is like, they're doing all this. We look at our children, the people that have hurt us, all the bad things that happen to us, we look at them. When we realize that what's happening to me right now is the enemy is behind this, oh my gosh, you can fight the battle differently. You can look at somebody that have hurt you very differently. I'm the kind of person that when I get mad, ooh, God knows, oh my gosh. I hold grudges so much. I know, I'm confessing right now. I hold grudges. Ask my husband. When somebody does me wrong, I keep holding on to it. I see them, my heart goes kaboom. I feel it. I build walls. When I do that, I build walls. I build a giant wall. So I don't see you on your side, because when I see you, I feel the pain and everything. So you stay there, I'll stay here. I block the person. If it's Facebook, I block them. If it's in real life, I even changed driving ways. I don't even drive to the person, so I don't drive to the person that hit me, I'm going to drive the other side, and so that's what the enemy does. He'll make us division. I build walls, I do these things, and but really we need to be building bridges. I know I'm speaking this to myself, not to you, but I'm speaking directly to myself, because this is something that I struggle with also. There's a story that I heard. I know I love stories. I'm so sorry this video is so long. So there's a story that I heard about two brothers that were fighting. These two brothers loved each other so much. They were best friends. They loved each other, and they even bought land. Like, oh, let's buy land and live together with our children, can grow and best friends. And they got married. But between them, there was a little stream, a little Kama stream that went through them. So the kids will swim in that stream. They'll go to each other's houses. They played so well. They loved each other. But then they had a fight. They had a fight. Those two brothers had a fight. When they fought, they never saw each other. They're like, I don't want to see you. The other brother, what can I do to not see my brother ever again? Well, I'm going to build a wall between the stream. So some water can go through his side and some water can go through my side. And then I'll never see him ever again. I'll do my thing over here. He can do his thing there. He hired an engineer to come build that bridge to come build that wall for him, And then whenever he's like, I'm going to be out of town. When I come back, I want to find that wall is done. That brother went out of town, and his family, when they came back, the engineer had worked for it for a week. When they came back, they found that the engineer had built a bridge instead of a wall. He said, well, I'm sorry, I tried to build a wall, I couldn't, so I just thought I would just build a bridge instead. Why? We don't want to allow walls to control our lives. We don't want to allow walls to control our lives. Because walls, when we build walls, we think we're being safe, we're being this, we're being self-distracted, because that's what the enemy wants us. He doesn't want those two brothers to reconcile and build bridges. He doesn't want that, because the enemy doesn't want us to build bridges, because bridges reunites people. Bridges makes us reach out to the people that we don't like. Bridges makes us go travel and see the world. Bridges makes us reach to unreachable places. Bridges makes us bridges are like love. You know what I mean? Bridges are like love. you see an interracial marriage, that is a bridge right there. Because this racial tension between these two people, and you see their families are like, wow, that's a bridge. Bridges is like allowing our children to play with the people that we don't want, with people that don't look like us, or that we don't, bridges are love. Wars, they distract us. Wars is what the enemy uses for you and me to think that we're solving our problem, but that's not. So happy 2020, happy 2020. Merry Christmas. So before you go in, 2021 is around the corner, my friend. I don't know what you're going to do, but make sure you notice who's around, who's behind those lies that you've listened for a long time, that I've listened for a long time. Make sure when we realize who's behind those lies, that division that we've had, we get him out. The enemy is actually afraid. He goes in the corner. When we find him, what is done, the enemy goes in the corner. You don't even know how powerful you are and how strong you are, that the enemy, even though he seems to be strong, but you are stronger than the enemy. You are stronger. Satan has no power at all. Have no power. But once you realize who he is and what he uses to do to cause you division and anxiety, fear, manipulating, isolation, all those things that he does to us without even realizing it. So do not underestimate the enemy. He's actually very smart. He works games to make you think that this is all this is this is this. But the enemy is between that depression that you have. The enemy is between that cheating. The enemy is between that addiction you've been struggling with. The enemy is between the laziness you've had, wanting to sit in the couch all day, not doing anything else at all, thinking about yourself and self-centered. That is the enemy. So realize who your enemy is. I'm planning to realize I'm doing the same thing. This is not just for you. This is for me too. I'm talking to myself too. Mwah. Love you. Merry Christmas. All right, look at my view. Isn't it so pretty? I was running. I know. It is so pretty. I live in a pretty town. Yeah, wish me luck. It's freezing. See, I'm running with socks and everything. You guys are the best. I don't even know what I would do without you guys. 2020, it's been rough, but you've made it very special. Together, we can fight. There's that. I love you. All right, bye.